live. That's your cue to go nuts, everybody. It's time for Dungeon Crawl Talk Soup. I'm your host, Travis, and today I am here with my two good friends, Matt and Chrissy. Matt and Chrissy, say hello to everybody.
Hey.
Yeah, woo. This is the first ever multiple person stream that I've had. Can you believe that? I have two people on my stream for the first time.
Oh.
Yeah, I wanted to do a first for the two of
Rosanna's
you. Yeah, Rosanna's on there, yeah.
Love it.
Yep, you broke the record for most people on a stream. So, as a
Boom.
reminder of what the show is, this is Dungeon Crawl Talk Soup, in which I have a chat with a friend and we talk about whatever y'all want to talk about instead of what I want to talk about. Because what I would choose to talk about is, I would choose to talk about Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup, the video game. But instead of talking about it, I'm just going to play that alongside having this chat with the two of you. And I already reminded you before we started, but it's important to put this preface out there that the episode only lasts as long as the game does. If the character in the game dies, then the stream ends. And I'm not going to immediately hang up on the two of you. That would be really rude. I won't just be I won't suddenly be gone. I will instead wrap up the stream and then say, okay, here we go. We're going away, and then say bye to the internet, everybody, and then we'll move on from there. And then you and I can continue our conversation if we want to, the two of you.
All right.
Sounds good.
The character is the farthest I've ever been, so that makes this pretty dangerous. And I'm very nervous about this character, so I will be going extra slow in the game this time because I don't want to screw this up. At the same time,
loot in this game or what?
Is there good loot? Yeah, I have some good loot. I don't know if you can see this, but my minotaur here has these really nice, tall, red, kinky boots, thigh-high boots on. They're pretty nice. They're just a basic pair of boots, but they sure do look nice on him. Yeah. And that's maybe a good...
That's good.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's a good segue into the topic that we wanted to talk about this week. This is the first time that I suggested a topic to folks before we got on the stream. And I hope that's okay, but this time I really wanted to talk about something that I know is near and dear to the two of yours' heart, which is the Rupaul Drag Race. But also Rupaul Drag Race, specifically the fantasy league that you have for Rupaul Drag Race.
Yes.
That's right.
Okay,
you helped us.
You did.
I did. We want to get to that part, but I want to start with your excitement and fandom over RuPaul's Drag Race, from the beginning. Have you been? How did the two of you find it? Have you both been fans since the very beginning? It show's been on since you've known each other.
Yeah, no, we have not been fans since the beginning. I desperately wish I could claim that. But I'd say it was at some point in the pandemic, both Fabian and Geraldine were fans. And I think that the show gained a lot of fans during the pandemic for whatever reason. I guess just good timing with when a particular season came out. So I started watching it from the beginning, and I just instantly fell in love. It is the reality competition show. It has a little bit of everything in it. The queens have to do their makeup, they have to do their hair, they have to be able to make clothes, they have to be able to perform on stage, dance, lip sync, sometimes sing, act, do stand-up comedy. They are expected to be everything. So it is the most amazing competition show, reality show.
Think about that. Think about how previous to this show, right, there were competition reality TV shows.
Yeah.
We had the Project Runway, right?
Right.
Which was making the clothes and stuff, which was a fantastic show.
Absolutely. Love it.
And American Idol.
Yep.
And this smashed those together in a really glorious way.
So You Think You Can Dance? Remember what
nice. Absolutely.
What was another one? Was the comedian one that was a stand-up one?
Last Comic Standing.
Last Comic Standing.
Yeah.
They have to be able to do all of this stuff. It is incredible, and it's just a lot of heartwarming tug on your heartstrings stories from these queer people and like what they've gone through in their lives and how amazing they've done and been able to turn such a like difficult time around, and hearing their stories, like, so you have that super heartwarming aspect to it as well. And there's usually lots of fun celebrities and incredible fashion. So anyways,
so what season did you jump in at?
I just went back and started watching it from, I want to say season 2, because I couldn't find season 1 initially. And then just went and basically got caught up from there. And so when the first opportunity to watch a live season, Geraldine and I got Matt involved because we were going to watch it together here on Friday nights when it aired. So Matt started watching it right along with us.
So when you started going through the back catalog, did he watch that through with you? Did you watch it through?
No. I was really jealous of her experience because she would just be like laughing her ass off. And then like her and Geraldine would have these like super funny stories about these like great characters. You know, these drag queens were like so funny and talking about their content on social media, and I felt like honestly a little bit left out.
Yeah.
So I started watching, I think it was season 14. Yeah, season 14, that was the first one where we were all watching it live for the first time. And I had kind of missed appointment television a little bit during the pandemic.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, we just got so used to just binging everything. And so the idea of like every Friday night, like Geraldine coming over to our house and watching Drag Race and talking about the queens and the competitions and their looks and their jokes and stuff was just really exciting. And I was like, that sounds really fun to be a part of that.
Oh my God, I'm so envious of that.
Yeah, and so I've watched live for the last 3 seasons, I think, the 3 US seasons. But I've actually now gone back.
Oh, there was an All Stars.
Right, yeah, the All Stars, yeah.
What's All Stars compared to regular?
All Stars is like they just pick some they usually pick non-winning queens in the past to come back for like another chance. And
I see, like Road Rule Real World All Stars.
Yes,
like they just like those people, like Survivor All Stars. That's so silly to me. Of course, that makes sense.
So Matt got to watch like the best All Stars of all time. He came in at the moment when they did an all winners All Star season, and it was just, I mean, it was just fodder for fandom. Like it was everything. It was so amazing, and so it was really a really fun like ride, I guess. These last 3 seasons that we watched live, or 4 now because we just watched the last All Stars.
Yeah.
Also, and so Matt was like instantly bought in.
Yeah.
We've been to like, we've seen multiple of the queens live.
Oh yeah, we've gone to a lot of live shows to see like the Rupaul girls and just like other like local queens too. And when we traveled to LA, we made sure that we went to drag shows while we were there. And also because Fabian is a big fan, like it's a new connection for us with Fabian, who Matt has known since middle school.
Yeah, like Fabian was watching it just on his own.
Right,
he really wasn't like, I think with his girlfriend, but he really wasn't like sharing the experience with outside of his household with other people or anything.
Every once in a while he'd be like, "You need to watch this show." Yeah. But I had actually watched another drag competition show called Dragula.
Oh shit!
Dragula just got shouted out in our comments in YouTube.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Spawned spin-offs like Dragula as well.
Yes. So Dragula I watched like honestly several years ago, like before I really even knew about Drag Race.
You gotta tell me all about it. Tell me what Dragula is. I have no idea.
So Dragula is basically like a darker version of RuPaul's Drag Race.
I love it. I'm so excited about this. This is the most exciting thing.
It's a mixture of all the kind of all the things that I just told you about Drag Race, except add the element of fear factor into and and so the queens are like more darker, like goth, more like monster,
more gory and
more
like,
gory,
more like makeup and like gruesome makeup and stuff like that.
So they're like the darker like versions of the queens that are on RuPaul's Drag Race.
I'll be honest, I think you've forgotten what Fear Factor was.
No, they had to like eat bugs.
They had to eat bugs. Okay. I was wondering about that. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, they had to like get needles stuck through their skin.
Ooh.
Like they had to do I'm referencing it.
You're serious.
On purpose.
Oh, okay, you're serious. But
I'm serious.
But the goth part isn't cut from Fear Factor. It's the contest that they had to do.
The goth aspect is like the presenters, the hosts are called the Boulet brothers, and these drag queens just have a very like dark goth like sort of gore. I'm trying to think of the right word to describe this style of drag, but so it's basically they kind of set the tone for the drag that's on the show.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, and I thought that show was incredible, and no one I knew watched the show. I would bring it up, or Matt would catch me watching it. He'd be like, "What the fuck is this crazy?"
Okay, so the first season that was on Netflix, though, was like, it was very homemade.
Oh, yeah, it was pretty bootleg.
It was very and like, so
what makes it seem that way? Like it's handheld cameras
of the production.
Yeah, the production quality, like the stages, or like like the tables the judges would be at, which would be like
a folding
table with a sheet over it or something,
But I stumbled upon it on like Netflix or Hulu. I just stumbled upon it. I was like, this show is weird, and then I just like ran through like 2 or 3 seasons, like ate it all up so quick, and I was like, whoa, that was weird. And I was telling Fabian about it. He was like, well, then you need to watch RuPaul's Drag Race. So
oh wait, so you found Dragula before Drag Race?
Yeah.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah,
that's unusual, right?
I think so, probably.
Yeah. I do think Dragula has gotten a lot more traction now. Like it's pretty popular now.
Yes.
Oh, really? How many seasons does that have now?
I don't know. I kind of fell off of it because I don't really know where to watch it.
Oh, it's not consistently on one platform.
No.
It's been moving around.
Not that I'm aware of, no. So I just got super into RuPaul's Drag Race because there was so much content, because it's about to have its 16th season, regular season, but then it also has franchises in France, UK, Thailand, Mexico, Australia, Canada. So it's like there's so much content there that I just got lost in the world of RuPaul's Drag Race. And
for sure.
So we're about to, in January is when they always start the new season. And so we're about to get season 16 of like the flagship series.
Yeah. Today they just introduced all the, was it 14 queens that are going to be on the cast.
Is there a video or?
Yeah, they did some videos on social media to kind of introduce them. They did posts on Instagram and stuff for each of the queens.
Have you watched any of those yet, or you have any early opinions on season 16? You want to like go off on some rants about these? Yeah, the early favorites.
Yeah, so immediately I'm watching. They put out basically like little promos of each queen, and they do a reveal video of all of them entering the workroom for the first time, which is like what happens at the beginning of the very first episode. Mm-hmm. So I watched like them all introducing themselves, and I went and followed all of them on Instagram.
Okay, good. So that means you probably can go see their work leading up to them being hired. Yeah,
for sure.
That's got to be great research.
Exactly. So, and now what's fun is that a lot of drag queens have what, they have like drag children, drag daughters,
Excuse
drag
me?
family, or drag houses. So now what's really fun is that in these later seasons, you see queens that are like from the house of Muse. Candy
Got
Muse's
it.
daughter is
Oh,
now
got
on
it.
this season. And there's the house of Jate, and Cornbread Jate's daughter is going to be on this season. So it's like you have expectations for the quality of the queen and what type of queen they might be. Are they going to be more comedy? Are they going to be more fashion?
Mm-hmm.
So I get so excited when this stuff starts coming out, because then I'm like, get all reignited for the drag of it all again, and then start listening to all of my podcasts that are like reviewing the promotion and the reveal of the new cast. So it's a big day for
all,
me.
all of I want to go back to all of my podcasts. Can you please tell me about all of the podcasts? You're saying there are multiple podcasts that you listen
Yes.
to.
So some of them are from queens that have been on the show.
Okay.
So they're talking about, they'll go back through each queen one by one, talk about their look, talk about, if they know them, if they've worked with them before, like these, just getting kind of the first glance and first reactions of the queens. So I listened to a couple that are, like I said, from RuPaul Drag Race contestants, former contestants, but then I also just listened to some that are like people that just love RuPaul's Drag Race, that do like what do you call it, like
Just recap podcast.
yeah, like recap podcasts
Yeah.
that are just fans of the show itself. So
Would you want to call out any of those, or anybody that you're a big fan of?
oh yeah, Race Chaser is Alaska and Willem, and they have one that is weekly. And so even when there's not a current season on, they will actually go back and like do a recap on an older season that they've never talked about before, and they'll rewatch an older season.
Or do they watch like the French seasons and stuff?
Sometimes they do, not all of them, but sometimes they might. This one in particular, they go back to older seasons
Sure.
because there's so many, and their podcast is, I think, existed for 5 years, so they have other ones that they can rewatch.
Absolutely.
And recap.
So many
then,
years worth of stuff to go back to.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's never ending. And there's sibling rivalry, which is Bob and Monet, Bob the drag queen and Monet Exchange. And
I know Bob the drag queen.
yeah, Bob the drag queen is on tour with Madonna right now. Oh my God. Bob the drag queen is a former New York City queen. So
Okay.
maybe you've run into her on the streets of New York. Who knows?
Maybe.
But she now is in LA.
There was recently a Dungeons and Dragons show on called Dimension 20 that had a
Yes!
season
Oh,
with
right,
Bob the drag
yes.
queen in it.
Yes.
And I watched that. It was fantastic.
And Jujuby
Yep.
and Alaska
Did you-
and Monet.
Yep, they were all
No,
great.
I listened on their podcast. They had the guy and
Brantley
they talked
Mulligan.
about it, but like I didn't get a chance to watch it yet. But I've been wanting to watch it because when they had the Dungeon Master on,
Yeah.
I was getting so excited about it.
He's the best. He's incredible. His improv skill. He's my absolute biggest hero in the world. Brantley Mulligan is. I'm a huge fan.
Oh, that's cool.
I almost offered that I would pay. I would give you my login to drop out to watch the show, but it's $5 a month, and they and you should just plop down the $5, watch the season, and then not watch any more shows if you don't want to.